It's Wednesday Night Hoops in Lawrence. The 207th consecutive sellout at Allen Fieldhouse. Tonight, number 16 Iowa State and number 6 Kansas meeting for the second time in 16 days. Starting lineups presented by Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry. Iowa State 3-3 in the Big 12. 3 starters averaging 15 or more points. Kane, Edgem, and Niang. And Kansas starts 3 freshmen: Embiid, Wiggins, and Wayne Selden Jr. Clay Matvick and former SEC head coach Darren Horn were excited to be here courtside in front of this sellout. As you see Bill Self, he has won 9 straight Big 12 regular season titles. And his counterpart Fred Hoiberg, the mayor, 2 straight 23-win seasons. After an NBA career, came back to his hometown to coach his alma mater, and he is loving it. Iowa State ended a 3-game losing streak with a must-have on Saturday, knocking off number 22 Kansas State. Meanwhile, the Jayhawks have won all 6 of their Big 12 games. Iowa State in cardinal and gold, Kansas in their alternate cream-colored uniforms. We're underway, and the opening tip is controlled by the Jayhawks.
Important to see how Kansas is going to handle early. Iowa State doubling the post when Joel Embiid gets it inside.
Alley-oop attempt. Embiid for Wiggins. It fails to click. And an early turnover for Kansas. Edgem, leading scorer in the Big 12, sees a roll off the rim. Just under 18 points per game for Melvin Edgem. Joel Embiid out to Andrew Wiggins for 3.
Perfectly executed play, Clay. Embiid takes the double team with patience, finds Wiggins on the perimeter, he knocks it down.
Naz Long, nice baseline move, it's rejected. Inside by Perry Ellis, the sophomore from Wichita.
Well, it's important to handle the double team. Embiid does a nice job getting away from the trap. Good spacing by Wiggins to get to the open diagonal spot. Ready to shoot, knocks it down.
Long for 3. Cold start for Iowa State, reminiscent of the game in Ames a couple of weeks ago.
Iowa State depends heavily on the three-point shot. Only 4 of 25 in the first matchup.
Skip pass for Tharp. Now this is Selden. Nadir Tharp, he is the floor general for the Jayhawks. They post up Embiid, that turnaround jumper, nothing but net.
Well, there's 2 ways to beat a double team, and in 2 trips, Embiid has showed us how. Get a quick shot away from the trap before it happens, and then playing against it. Good execution.
In and out from 3 for Kane. Offensive rebound, Edgem, and Iowa State's on the board. What a success story Joel Embiid is this year. Just 2.5 years ago, started playing basketball. Skip pass out of the double team. Wiggins out of control, turned it over. Here comes Hogue and Iowa State. Taken away by Selden. What an athletic play by Wayne Selden Jr., but then Kansas gives it right back, and Self is not happy.
Well, it's so important for Iowa State to be able to get out in transition. Wayne Selden does a nice job of not giving up on the play. Sprinted back inside. Makes the extra effort with the athleticism to take away the basket.
He's the other freshman on this Kansas roster that gets overshadowed quite a bit by Embiid and Wiggins. McDonald's All-American. George Niang on the baseline, and he traveled.
I really think that's a key matchup tonight, Clay. One of the things that Iowa State's been able to do with Niang's ability to step out on the floor is take advantage of that 5-man. But Embiid, quick enough to move his feet and long enough if he can just stay with him.
The intensity on Bill Self. We saw this earlier today, Darren, during the shoot-around.
Well, this is a guy that knows how to get the most out of his players. Very challenging with his guys today, especially in taking care of the basketball. Turnover did not please him.
Montaigne Morris in the game now for Iowa State for the first time. The freshman from Flint, Michigan. Wiggins rises up. Long rebound comes back out to Wiggins. Selden for three.
One of the best times to shoot a three-point shot is off an offensive rebound kick out.
And Kane going over the scorer's table over there where the writers are sitting.
And that's where Kane is as good as anybody in college basketball. In transition, getting into the paint. His size is a huge advantage. At 6'6", he can finish.
A foul in the lane. Look at the hustle by DeAndre Kane.
Well, getting it out in transition, you've got to stop him before he gets to the top of the key area. If you don't, he's too hard to handle at 6'6", going to the basket.
Foul on Niang, and an and-one opportunity for Perry Ellis.
Nice job of taking the hit and still being able to finish. Did a good job of staying focused on the rim. Too many guys look for the contact instead of staying focused on finishing the play. Ellis got that one done.
Foul on Melvin Edgem. You see the numbers on Perry Ellis, who is really starting to come into his own in his sophomore season. Three-point play for Ellis. And Kansas with a good start here at home.
And a good start for Ellis, who was challenged several times today at practice to play a little bit more physical and a little tougher.
Bill Self was challenging everybody. Nice backdoor look. Edgem to Kane.
Iowa State has the ability to spread you out. A lot of passers on the floor. Nice execution on the back door.
That's going to be a foul against Iowa State.
Well, Iowa State with 5 guys on the perimeter that can pass, catch, and shoot. So they spread you out. You see the open post area. Frees up the backdoor cut. Nice pass by Edgem.
4 of 5 shooting start for the Jayhawks. Long jumper for Wiggins is good from 2.
Kansas 2 of 2 executing underneath out of bounds. That's like special teams in football, Clay. They're picking up some easy points in special situations.
Freshman from Ontario coming off a career high 27. Niang doesn't hit. Wiggins plucks the rebound.
And again, that's a key matchup to watch. Shooting over an outstretched Embiid is much different than shooting over an outstretched 6'8" player.
There's that double team again on Embiid. 3 from the corner. Missed everything. And Selden comes up empty. Morris to Hogue, knifing in, and he'll get to the line.
Joel Embiid coming on every game, and a big part of it offensively. The turn and fade away. It's got the Jayhawks up 7 early.
ESPN News exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by new Old Spice Refresh Body Sprays. Spray goodbye to boyhood, smell good to manhood. And USAA, proudly serving the financial needs of current and former military members and their families. Iowa State leads the Big 12 in scoring at 85 points per game, but Kansas out to the quick start here tonight in Lawrence alongside former SEC head coach Darren Horn. I'm Clay Matvick. Fun game, fun atmosphere at Allen Fieldhouse here tonight. Let's take a look at our one-on-one, and we're going to talk about a senior and a freshman.
Well, DeAndre Kane for Iowa State does so many things well, especially getting in the paint. Most notably in transition, you got to get him stopped early. We've seen it already tonight. This guy's first or second in scoring, assists, and steals in the Big 12. And for Kansas, the freshman Joel Embiid, we knew about his athleticism and ability to block shots, but he's emerging as a post force offensively for Kansas in the last week or so.
Joel Embiid dominated Iowa State. 16 points, 9 rebounds, 5 blocks in the game at Ames. As Hogue misses the free throw, another one coming. And that prompted Fred Hoiberg to say he is the best player in the country right now. Quite a compliment for Joel Embiid.
Well, as a college player, it would be hard for me to argue against McDermott from Creighton right now. But if you're talking draft prospect, I think he's the #1 draft pick.
Matt Thomas has checked in the game for Iowa State. The freshman three-point shooter has broken out of an early season Big 12 slump from outside the arc. Hit 4 of 6 against Kansas State on Saturday. There is Embiid, and he's got an and one opportunity.
Well, there's no double team that time. Iowa State late getting down and confusion on who was supposed to go. And if the big fella can get both feet in the paint and get closer to the rim than where he caught it, it's going to be a long night for Iowa State and George Niang on the interior.
And bad news for Iowa State as Melvin Edgin picks up his second personal foul.
When we talk about Joel Embiid's stock rising and the potential #1 draft pick, those are the kind of plays that we're talking about. He took his time. He was under control and on balance. He's doing so many little basketball fundamental things for a guy that's really only been playing 3 years, Clay.
Wiggins with the rebound. That's what he did so well against Iowa State in the first meeting. Had 19 rebounds against the Clones 16 days ago. There is Ellis with the right hand.
Well, right now, Iowa State is just getting big boyed by Kansas, especially Ellis and Embiid on the interior.
High off the window for Hogue, nothing to show for it. And the rebound for Embiid.
Not enough movement for Iowa State. They've got to drive the basketball off of movement, get some reversals first.
Crowd wanted Embiid to take that three. Wiggins does take the two. Embiid, what a showing on that rebound.
Incredible play by the freshman to not only go get that out of his area, but stay on balance after getting tripped and still finish the shot.
Niang trying to answer for the Clones and does.
And let's see if an easy basket at the rim for Niang can get him going from the perimeter. He's got to make threes for Iowa State to be successful.
Yeah, he was 0 for 9 against KU and Ames. Selden. Ellis, it's a back outside. Here's Tharp for three. Off the front iron. And Embiid tipped it back out. Fresh shot clock for the Jayhawks. Turnaround, Embiid. Kept alive by Selden. And Ellis with another two.
Well, Ellis got challenged at practice today, and he's responded by playing physical basketball. Right now, Iowa State just getting crushed on the glass. They've got to find a way to get a body on somebody, keep the Jayhawks off the rim. Well, not only is Joel Embiid outstanding talent, but he brings intangibles, including great effort. He rebounds out of his area. How about making the shot as he's falling down? Still keeps his balance. Iowa State not happy about it at all, knowing how important rebounding the basketball is, especially on the road.
And there is George Niang.
Well, much different trying to finish against this Kansas lineup with Embiid on the bench than when Niang is taking it at Joel Embiid on the inside.
Niang now with 4. He had 19 against Kansas in last year's Big 12 tournament. And you said Iowa State needs a great night from him. 10-point lead for the Jayhawks. Wiggins the floater.
It's really an area Wiggins has gotten more aggressive in the last few weeks, creating off the dribble there with the little floater.
Jamari Traylor. At the free throw line, it is Traylor. Ellis again as Kansas is just dominating the glass right now. Tharp for three. And Hogue climbs the ladder for the rebound. A lot of control, the freshman Monte Morris.
Well, the biggest difference in the game right now is Kansas is getting easy shots, both from the perimeter and off the offensive glass, and everything Iowa State takes is being challenged.
Ellis looking for help out of the double team. 12 minutes to go in the first half, and Kansas has opened up a lead of a dozen. Tharp with 7 on the shot clock, buries the three.
Tharp over 50% in league play. Gives them an inside-out combination. And you've got the likes of Ellis playing like he is tonight on the interior, Joel Embiid. And then your point guard shoots it at a 50% clip. It's pick your poison when you play the Jayhawks. The flat ball screen up top. Tharp just refuses it, gets to the open space, is able to hit the three-point shot. Iowa State not making anything difficult for Kansas on the offensive end right now.
A lot of people talking, Darren, that Bill Self has the makings of a Final Four team again. This is the 4th youngest team in the nation, but as you can see, so talented, already battle-tested. They played the toughest schedule in the country.
Well, I think the biggest thing is with their young guys, they're not normal young guys, not only from a talent standpoint, Clay, but from a basketball understanding. You know, and talking to the Kansas staff at practice yesterday, 3 different coaches at separate times mentioned the basketball intelligence of Joel Embiid. So it's not just physical ability, it's their basketball understanding well beyond their years.
Thomas, boy, they had to have that. The first 3 of the game for Iowa State.
Well, that was an important shot for Iowa State, but they've got to find a way to get some stops to chip away at this early Kansas lead.
Cyclones now 1 of 5 from outside of the arc. Wayne Selden Jr., beautiful move.
It's just too easy right now. Kansas of moving the basketball, but not a lot of resistance from the Cyclones.
Iowa State turnover. Frank Mason. Finger roll comes up short. And out of bounds to Iowa State. We got a timeout on the floor.
The freshman Wiggins off the dribble. Nice elevation in the follow through. Kansas hot early.
Kansas shooting 60%. They're dominating the glass. A lot of second chance points. And right now they're doubling up Iowa State. Well, the cover boy, Andrew Wiggins, so much hype surrounding the freshman out of Canada before the season started. And for the most part, he is living up to that hype, Darren.
Well, the hype was so great, it may have been impossible to live completely up to it. But what he is doing is producing at a high level, and he's getting it done tonight from the perimeter. A much better shooter than people realize coming into this year. And he could do it off the bounce as well. So good at using his length and athleticism to elevate over defenders. But what I like about him is he asserts himself, and he plays best when needed most. Look at these numbers, Clay. Against the top 25, he's even better than he is against unranked opponents. To me, that's a sign of a competitor and a young man that wants to be great, continues to get better. He's got a very bright future.
He's already got 7. And Wiggins had a double-double by halftime against Iowa State in Ames 16 days ago. Finished with 17 points, a career-high 19 boards. And then when the brights are shining their brightest, when the lights are at its brightest, his game is at its best.
Well, to me, that's the mark of a great competitor and what you want to see from your special talents.
And Iowa State's got some work to do. Down by 14, and there's another Cyclones turnover. Wiggins in transition, floats it up there and kisses it off the window.
Well, the problem with live ball turnovers is it gives Kansas a chance to get out in transition.
Everything is going the Jayhawks' way right now.
But really right now, it's just effort related. Forced the pass by Thomas. Nice pickup. And Wiggins out in transition. You got to get a player like him stopped before he gets in the paint.
Kane threw it up there with the left hand and taken down by Jamari Traylor, the big body front court player from Chicago. That one laid up by Selden. Now here comes Iowa State. They love to run, and there's Edgem with the flush. Nice assist from Kane.
A good example of why DeAndre Kane is so valuable to this team. He's outstanding in transition. He can finish for himself, but he can find his teammates as well.
Nearly the over and back. Iowa State takes it away, and that's going to be a foul as Morris is going to head to the line. ESPNU's coverage of college basketball continues with a Sunday doubleheader. At 12:30, Virginia taking on Pitt in the ACC Sunday night game of the week. And at 2:30, it's a Pac-12 battle between UCLA and Oregon State. ESPNU college basketball doubleheader at 12:30 and at 2:30. Both games also live on Watch ESPN. And here's Morris, Michigan's Mr. Basketball last year. Here's a guy whose playing time has continued to increase for Fred Hoiberg. His assist to turnover ratio in the Big 12 is off the charts, 9.5 to 1. He's a freshman, but he's definitely a guy that Coach Hoiberg can trust.
They really count on him and think he's the most steady player they have. Those turnovers didn't come until 2 games ago, and he only has 2 on the year in Big 12 play.
12-point game, 30-18 Kansas. On to another great shooting start, nearly 60% here tonight. They're shooting 51% in Big 12 games, and there is Kane to reach in and slap that one away.
And the biggest difference offensively for these teams right now, Kansas getting good movement, getting ball reversal, playing inside-out basketball. Iowa State playing off just 1 or 2 passes and a lot of one-on-one right now.
Iowa State got out to that 14-0 start this season before losing 3 straight. Shot clock at 5. This is Brandon Green. And get it off, and here's Hogue. Passed it off to Kane, and Wiggins thought that that was off of Kane. He's convinced that was an Iowa State turnover, but he's not going to get his way on this one.
This is the kind of effort play that Iowa State needed to get it going a little bit. Good aggressive double team. If you double from the top, you can't let them go baseline. Nice job by Hogue. Creates the block shot in the turnover.
Hogue, the junior college transfer, 2nd in the Big 12 in rebounds. And that gets through Hogue's fingers. Another Iowa State turnover. That's number 5.
Iowa State a little bit too much in a hurry right now on the offensive end. Again, let's get some reversal. Play inside-out basketball. Rushing, uncharacteristic turnover by Edgem right there without any real pressure.
It was Kansas who turned it over a lot in the first meeting. 24 total, but didn't seem to matter much in the end. Here's Nadir Tharp for 3. He has yet to score in this game. And Melvin Edgem with the rebound. He averages about 7 of those per game. George Niang makes a move, kicks it to the corner. Thomas frees himself for a shot. Nothing to show for it. Tharp looking for help. How about a 3? It's not going to fall for Embiid. That's just his 5th three-point attempt this year. Wide open Hogue. Got it.
Much better three-point attempt. Bill Self not happy that a 3 by your 7-footer that didn't look real good ends up with a good 3 for Iowa State on the other end.
Timeout, and Iowa State within 9.
Well, the biggest difference in this possession is the ball movement, reversal, and then a kick out to an open shooter on the weak side. Kane gets excited for his teammates coming off the bench.
What a leader he has turned into. DeAndre Kane, Wooden Award midseason top 25. The transfer from Marshall, postgraduate student, so he was able to play right away for Fred Hoiberg. It's amazing how he's pieced this thing together. With Kane coming in, Dustin Hogue, the junior college transfer.
Well, give Fred Hoiberg credit. He's like the transfer whisperer, Clay. Some guys that have been good players and maybe had some issues at other schools in various areas. They come to Iowa State and they blossom and just play at a much higher level.
So after falling behind by 16, it's a 7-0 run for the Cyclones. And they're within 9 now with 8:11 to go here in the half.
Well, the difference is they picked it up on the defensive end. They're making it a little harder for Kansas to get an easy look.
Perry Ellis, he has 7. Long 3 for Green. Wow.
This young man's got a chance to be an outstanding player. Maybe outside of Embiid and Wiggins, long-term has as good a chance as anybody on this Kansas roster to have a long-term NBA career. He's a specialist with good size.
This guy's a three-point whiz, too, and you can see why. Soft touch. Very smooth stroke for Georges Niang.
You go on the road in an environment like this, Clay, you gotta answer some big threes with your own. Niang does that for the Cyclones on that trip.
7 now for Niang.
You know, we were talking earlier today, Clay, the thing about playing Iowa State is 9 points is not a big lead because of their ability to shoot the three-point shot.
Ellis has 9. He hasn't missed a shot yet. Edgem hushes the Allen Fieldhouse crowd momentarily. $18 of his team-high 20 against Kansas State over the weekend came in the final 14 minutes. And Ellis is unconscious here in the first half.
And again, that's just too easy. A very capable shooter from that range. Iowa State doesn't get a hand up. Credit Kansas. They're doing what Bill Self likes to call attacking the third side, getting good movement offensively.
Hogue will try another 3 for Iowa State, and the Clones are starting to heat up from outside.
You know, sometimes all the X's and O's you can throw out the window. The game's a lot easier when you throw a few in from three-point. You got to make shots.
Iowa State now 5 of 10. They're averaging about 9 3-makes a game. Hogue the rebound.
But Green not set on that one. Didn't have his feet under him. Rushed it a little bit off balance.
Now Niang will take it inside. Right hand on the hook. Gets it to go. Fist pump coming back down the floor. And the Cyclones have some momentum now. They're within 5 after trailing by as many as 16. Kansas turnover. Morris all alone. And Iowa State has made this a 3-point game.
Well, they've done it by knocking down perimeter shots and creating some easy opportunities in transition.
This is what happens when these two teams get together. First miss for Ellis. And Iowa State can tie it with a 3.
I'd go ball screen at Embiid. He's looking a little winded right now. Make him guard Niang.
They feed it into Edgem. Left it short. Ellis wastes no time getting into the front court. Up and down pace in this one. 4.5 to go in the half. Green from inside the paint.
Nice flash into the paint off the double team by Green. Just didn't knock it down.
Travel. Timeout.
Iowa State is back in this thing in large part to Georges Niang. The pump fake and finish. How about the fist pump? 37-34.
Sunday, Virginia battles ACC foe Pittsburgh at 12:30. Then at 2:30, UCLA takes on Oregon State. It all starts Sunday at 12:30 on ESPNU, the home court of college hoops.
Tuesdays, Cat's Corner is on ESPNU as our resident hoops guru breaks down the biggest stories in college basketball and chats with some of the top analysts, players, and coaches in the country. Cat's Corner, Tuesdays at 1 on ESPNU.
Kansas jumped out to a 16-point lead here midway through the first half, but Iowa State has closed within 3. We're seeing 2 of the best freshmen in the country in Wiggins and Embiid here tonight.
And what I like about both of these young men is not just their talent level, but they produce night in and night out. Right now, they've got half of Kansas points and rebounds. They continue to expand their games as the season goes on. You see Wiggins with a nice jump shot there, a little bit off the bounce. They've got great versatility, and they produce every single night. How about those numbers from 2 freshmen?
17 points per game combined. Great rebound numbers. You know, a lot of people are saying that Embiid and Wiggins are going to be top 5 draft picks. There are 14 NBA scouts in attendance here tonight.
That's almost half the league. Here to see these young guys play. And taking a look at some of the Iowa State guys as well. Edgum's going to get a look at the next level. Versatile guy that can do a lot.
Edgum stayed on the bench after that timeout. He's got 2 fouls. Just over 4 minutes to go here in the first half. 3-point lead for the Jayhawks, trying to go to 7-0 in the Big 12. And they're 5-2 against the top 25 this year. Dropping it inside is Traylor, and Ellis with the 2-hand jam. He's got 13 first-half points.
Well, one of the reasons Iowa State doubles the post so much is that when they play one-on-one, it's almost always a mismatch because they're not very big on the interior. Kansas took advantage of it on that possession.
Well, Thomas almost threw that away, as well defended by Tharp. Tharp called for the foul.
Perry Ellis off to a great start early, including the nice post and finish at the rim. Kansas still up 5.
Dari Noka in studio. Dino Gaudio and I will see you at halftime. We'll break down the way Dino sees the first half there from Lawrence. Also, unbeatens Arizona and Syracuse both on the road. And Ohio State lost at home to Penn State, guys. We'll show you what happened.
All right. Yeah, I always want to know what Dino has to say. You too, for that matter, Dari. We'll see in a little bit. There's Joel Embiid, and you said it, Darren. You know, inside the lane is where this game could be decided here tonight.
Well, for Kansas, it's more on post touches going inside to Perry Ellis and Joel Embiid. With Iowa State, it's posting guards and getting in the paint off the dribble. But it's an important part of this game, and right now, Kansas has the edge and the lead.
Speaking of the paint, there is Kane, and he'll go to the line for an opportunity at 3.
So we just talked about posting guards for Iowa State, even more than bigs. That's a mismatch at 6'6". That's a grown man against a young man on the interior. Kane with the and-one opportunity.
First foul on Ellis. Kane having a great year. 21 points, 8 rebounds against Kansas in that first meeting, despite playing with a sore left ankle. Not only is he a great leader, but we've seen it throughout the course of the year, Darren. He's a gamer.
He steps up when it counts. How about that addition to your team if you're Fred Hoiberg?
Wiggins hits a 3, and he's got a dozen. That's his second 3-ball tonight.
Iowa State has got to get a hand up on the perimeter jump shots of Kansas. It's almost like they're daring Kansas to shoot the basketball. Got to at least challenge.
Kane backing in, now turns, skips it out to the corner. Thomas for 3. You bet.
Nice drift pass along the baseline, spotted up in the corner. Thomas can really shoot it. He's on a hot streak the last couple games.
It's 2 for 3 from out there tonight. This is Traylor, lost his dribble, nearly turned it over. Saved by Tharp, and there is Ellis again. He has scored the last 8. For Kansas, 8 of 11, I should say.
You want to attack the weak side, especially off the dribble, like Kansas just did against that Iowa State double team.
And that goes off the rim for Niang, and the rebound by Traylor. Wiggins is going to try another 3. In and out this time. He's a 34% three-point shooter. Thomas bounces it inside to Niang. On balance, gets it to go. That was a pretty play.
Niang is that guy you play in the 30 and over league that can't jump over his morning newspaper, but he just finds a way to get the ball in the basket. Crafty, nice left at the rim.
He's got 11. Niang 5 of 7 from outside. Remember how cold he was in Ames when these two teams first met. And there's Niang to come away with it underneath, and Iowa State can take the lead with a 3. Kane is fouled hard, and he'll go to the line. We'll miss a doubleheader of college hoops Saturday on ESPNU at 3. Evansville taking on red-hot Wichita State. Then at 9, Central Florida and Louisville. Saturday's showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy at 3 and 9. The Shockers 22-0. However, Evansville beat Wichita State twice last year, so not a gimme for sure. The remaining unbeatens, you see them, Arizona and Syracuse, 1 and 2 in the country for the 8th straight week, and there's Wichita State, a Final 14 a year ago. One-point game.
And look for Kansas to play through Embiid on the interior. If Iowa State's going to double play, they've got to come hard and aggressive and try to force a turnover to get it out of his hands.
Strong move by Embiid, and Kane can't believe it.
A move like that is where you're starting to hear some of the Olajuwon comparisons. Outstanding footwork. Niang cannot give up baseline. If they're going to double from the top, the one thing you can't let the postman do is turn baseline. He's got to stay down and move his feet. Let him turn back into the middle towards a double team.
Under a minute to go here in the half. Embiid, a 65% foul shooter, getting better in that aspect of his game too. Wearing a knee brace on his left knee tonight. Injured that knee in the last Kansas game on the road at TCU. He's been a little tender this week, but says he's all right to go. He's proving to be a gamer. And 8 for Embiid here in the first half.
Look for Iowa State to try to get a quick shot right here, create a 2-for-1 opportunity at the end of the half.
Hogue has it taken away by Ellis. Frank Mason gives it back for Ellis, and he lost it out of bounds. So Iowa State can have the last shot here.
Well, Hogue, they try to isolate Hogue in the high post. If he's going to make that move, he's got to make it quick. He hesitated. The defense resets, and you don't have to just beat your man. You got to worry about the help guy, and in that case, it was Joel Embiid coming over to move it.
For Iowa State, what are you looking to do?
You want to take the last shot of the half, shoot it with about 6 or 7 seconds, give yourself a chance to offensive rebound it, but not a chance for the Jayhawks to get out and get a cheap one before the end of the half.
Niang has 11 to lead Iowa State. This is Morris with it. Hogue for 3. Spins off. Embiid the rebound. Selden has to hurry. It counts if it goes. Almost. And that's how the half ends. Iowa State trailed by as many as 16, but the lead for Kansas is 3 at the break, 46-43. We now go to the studio. Sports Center U, Dari and Dino.
All right, guys. Well, boy, you talk about kind of a tale of 2 halves of 1 half, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's remarkable. Dari Dino Gaudio here, and some jerseys and a basketball. We're ready to go play. Those are too big probably for both of us, actually. But this game, not too big for Iowa State, although at the beginning of it, it looked like it would. And Kansas got off to the hot start because of the freshmen, didn't they?
No question. Kansas comes out making 7 of their first 9 field goals, and it's the freshmen that really got them off to a terrific start. This guy right here, Joel Embiid, Dari, he offensive rebounded, finishing at the rim. Like we talked about earlier, his footwork is outstanding. Look at the strength and the coordination for the young fella to finish at the rim. And how about Wiggins? I mean, making threes. He has 12 first-half points. Make 2 threes in the first half. A wonderful pull-up game. So Kansas comes out, and they are on fire. It's like they're playing in an open gym. But you could see where Iowa State said, listen, they started off great. They'll come back to us, which they did. Fred Hoiberg, this team takes on his personality. They don't panic, and Iowa State came back. And the big reason why? George Niang.
George Niang, who in the first meeting was 4 for 20. Niang 5 for 7. Totally different game this time around.
The big thing in game 1, you mentioned it, 4 for 20, but look, 0 for 9 from behind the three-point line. Already 5 for 7, 1 for 2. We said this was going to be a big matchup, him and Joel Embiid. Why? Niang has a skill set where he could step out on the perimeter. He can make threes, as we're seeing. He's taken 2 of them already. That he has a versatile, diverse offensive game, which is a tough matchup for the Kansas front line. And give Iowa State credit. That's a tough place to play. They go in there, they fight their way back.
You know, talk about Kansas, too. In their last 8 games, including tonight's game, 6 of their opponents of those 8 have been ranked. Then on Saturday, they've got another one. They go to Austin and they play Texas. This is a league in which 5 of the 10 teams are ranked. In the last poll, 6 were ranked. You look at the matchups on Saturday. Again, Kansas goes to Texas. Iowa State plays Oklahoma, who already beat them once in Norman. This is a very good conference, isn't it?
Not a very good conference. This is a great conference. We're talking about, is it the Big 10? Is it the Big 12? That thing goes back and forth. But the Big 12, wow. And that game at Texas, how well is Rick Barnes' team playing? The chemistry, completely different from last year.
What a job he's done. I mean, he's done a phenomenal. You talk about Texas and Oklahoma. They were not supposed to be sitting where they are right now, and yet here they are. You talk about Big 12 or Big 10. Look, maybe it's the Big 12 because of teams like Ohio State who are falling apart right now in the Big 10. They came in 80 straight home wins against unranked teams. 80, folks. Penn State, if you're not paying attention, ain't ranked. DJ Newbill ties it up. And then late in regulation, Aaron Kraft, wow.
He's playing much better as of late. But this guy right here, DJ Newbill, hop on my back, I got you.
We go to overtime. What? Penn State, Ohio State, overtime? Christian Hackenberg to Allen. No, it's not football. Newbill again. Penn State takes the lead. And then Aaron Kraft, last year, you're going to lose at home to the Nittanies? Yes! Oh, my goodness. What's happening? They've lost 5 of 6, and it's the first time Tad Mata's ever lost to Penn State. Okay. That makes sense. Wisconsin at home against Northwestern. Badgers kind of been going backwards a little bit since their great start. Frank Kaminsky, a little power move inside. Wisconsin with a 3-point play.
But, Dari, Chris Collins has this Northwestern team playing so hard. They're very limited offensively, but they will guard you. They will defend. Northwestern up 19-18 after that one. We go into half, 23-22. They're hanging with the Badgers.
Big 12 saying, look, hey, maybe we're the best league, right? Your power's the beast. Some of them are falling back. Straight ahead, Syracuse on the road, Arizona on the road. We'll update them both.
Start the new year right at Subway,
where January is now Janu-Any, and any regular footlong is now a $5 footlong. Even low-fat favorites like the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. $5 footlong, January. Subway, eat fresh.
No matter how long you day or how hard you work, Wrangler Comfort never lets you down.
Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans are built with a U shape. They don't cut into you like jeans with a V pattern.
Wrangler, real, comfortable jeans, guaranteed.
People once thought bigger meant stronger. Then a man weighing 135 pounds destroyed that notion, proving that might can be light. Defying convention is also the Mazda way, and why the all-new Mazda 3 was created with Skyactiv technology, so it's lighter yet stronger and more nimble, with an engine that punches above its weight. This is the all-new Mazda 3.
ESPN Wednesday Night Hoops, kind of what we expected between number 16 and number 6. A fast pace in the first half. And Darren, both teams shooting it very well through the first 20 minutes. Kansas came out red hot and built a 16-point lead, but Iowa State climbed right back in it with the 3-ball, which eluded them in Ames a couple of weeks ago.
Well, the three-pointer is so important to Iowa State, and they got back in this one because they started knocking it down. 0 for 4 to start the game, then 6 for 8 since. And the key is they're the right kind of threes, in rhythm, and a lot of them off inside out. As you see the kick out to Hogue here, and the nice baseline drip pass to Thomas spotted up in the corner. They're taking the right kind of threes as well. Because of it, they're shooting a higher percentage.
See, the numbers pretty balanced. So can you detect an edge for either team going into the second half?
I think both teams are playing the way they want to play right now. The difference is going to be making shots and maybe getting to the foul line.
And again, this crowd, Iowa State wants to keep the fans here at the Fog out of it as much as they possibly can. And the Cyclones will start with the basketball here in the second half, down 3. Kane, he had 8 in the first half, hits his first field goal attempt of the second half.
One of the things that Fred Hoiberg's team does well is they set some unusual screening angles and sometimes with some unique combinations. Kane that time came up diagonally from the opposite block on the screen end for the 3.
And Kansas wastes no time going right back in front with Selden hitting a 3. Edgem. And Wiggins goes up for the rebound. He is fun to watch. He's got 14.
The Wiggins split the seam. Iowa State can't let that happen. They've got to close that off, get over and help, sit down and keep him in front. He's too athletic and too good to let him get that close that easy.
National Freshman of the Week. Kane for Niang. Embiid again quickly double teamed by Iowa State. Kept him to 8 points in the first half, and there is Ellis. And he goes back to the line for a chance at another 3-point play.
Ellis, the beneficiary of a double team on Embiid. Nice job by Kansas getting the ball out and reversing it quickly. Ellis did a good job of attacking off the quick passing by the Jayhawks.
And with all the stars Kansas has, this guy is quietly having a Big 12 caliber all-conference season. And it's 54-46. It's an 8-0 run after Iowa State tied it. Kansas has gone on a run. Nianga put back attempt. That's going to be traveling. And Fred Hoiberg upset with that call.
I'm not sure he's as upset with the call as the fact that Pat Adams called it from out in the slot when Doug Sermons was standing right underneath the basket in front of it.
That's going to be a foul on Hogue. away from the ball. Excuse me, that's Wiggins, pardon me, picking up the personal for Kansas. And that's number 2 on Wiggins. Here comes Iowa State. Kane rises up for the 3. No. And Hogue had it and then lost it. Last touch by Kansas. You got another moan from the crowd here.
You got to love Dustin Hogue's effort. He's an energy guy, does a lot of dirty work for Iowa State. Kept that one alive just on sheer effort. Comes in, does not concede the rebound. Might have got fouled across the wrist right there. Brings a lot to this Iowa State team, does Hogue.
Excellent recruit for Fred Hoiberg. Played at Indian Hills Community College in Iowa last year. Hoiberg calls him a warrior. Morris for Niang. He'll try a triple. And strong. Embiid with the rebound. Alley-oop, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay down in this end. Well, the pace to this game has not slowed down one iota.
Both of these teams are at their best when they're out in transition and running.
Time to trigger it in. You can't leave him that open. There's a timeout called by Hoiberg. It's an 11-0 run for the Jayhawks.
In large part due to Andrew Wiggins shooting another one from beyond the arc.
Virginia-Pittsburgh at 12:30, then UCLA-Oregon State, Sunday on ESPNU.
Wednesday night, Lawrence and Iowa State early here in the second half tied it up at 46, but now an 11-0 Kansas run.
Well, in large part due to poor communication. You see in this play, Wiggins is going to go set the cross screen for Embiid to try to get him open and then freeze it. Hogue and Edgem have to talk. This is supposed to be a switch out. Edgem getting out on the shooter. There's not even a handoff. That's shooting practice, Clay. We might have been able to knock that one down. Andrew Wiggins is definitely going to do it, and he's been too open too many times tonight.
Iowa State has missed its last 5 field goal attempts. Meanwhile, Kansas 4 for 4 here in the second half from the field.
And both of these teams are capable of quick, explosive runs. That's how we saw Iowa State get back into it, the three-point shooting. An 11-point lead is never safe in a game like this.
Just saw the numbers, Wiggins and Ellis combined. And you mentioned it back in the first half. Bill Self got on Ellis during the shoot-around today, and it seems that he was listening.
Credit Perry Ellis for responding and responding in a major way.
Kane running right to the 10. He's got 13 points.
Yeah, to move the flat ball screen up on the floor beyond the arc that time. He was able to turn the corner, get all the way to the rack.
There's Ellis again. Edgem quickly covers him up.
Better job by Kane of getting out the Wiggins on the perimeter.
Turned over. Monte Morris for 3.
Not the shot you're looking for. No passes off a ball screen with a hand in your face.
Wayne Selden in and out. Kane over Embiid, and it rolls off the backside.
That's 2 empty trips in a row for Iowa State, taking tough shots. They've got to move the basketball, play off reversals.
Wiggins tried to get a tough shot off on the layup.
Smart move by Matt Thomas.
Freshman from Onalaska, Wisconsin. Gets it in the hands of the backup point guard, Morris. Thomas to Niang. Tried to dump it across for Edgem. Too hot to handle. Wiggins foul. Timeout on the floor. 15:37 to go here in Lawrence, Kansas. Wednesday night hoops. Big one in the Big 12, and Kansas up 9. And we've been talking a lot about Wiggins and Embiid this season, but how about Perry Ellis tonight? He's closing in on a career-high night in points.
But he's doing it by asserting himself on the interior, playing physical basketball the way Bill Self wants him to. He's been outstanding around the basket, and one of the reasons is he's taking advantage of the opportunity he has provided by all the attention being given to Embiid and Wiggins by opposing defenses. It leaves Ellis the opportunity to be aggressive offensively, and tonight he's taking advantage of it.
18 points on 8 of 9 shooting. 5 rebounds, also a couple of blocks. He had a career-high 14 boards at TCU on Saturday. And his career high for points is 24, so he's getting close to that. Wiggins at the foul line for Kansas. This guy's been fun to watch tonight. We talked about the hype for him preseason and see why he's so talented. So much talent on this Kansas roster. Dad Mitchell played in the NBA. His mom Marita, terrific track performer, an Olympian. And it's back to a double-digit lead for the Jayhawks. Niang rolls right to the basket and on the reverse scores.
Well, fake the dribble handoff, caught Kansas sleeping on the weak side defensively, was able to get all the way to the rim.
First field goal of the second half for Niang, and Wiggins answers back with another 3. He's got 4 of those tonight, and he's got 21 points.
You know, one of the things that's really impressive about Andrew Wiggins is the efficiency that he plays with. Not a lot of movement in that jump shot. Not a lot of wasted activity for him on the offensive end.
And he almost forced a turnover. Now Edgem in close. Gets it back. Can't stick it back. And Wiggins comes away with it for the Jayhawks.
Both of those shots missed because of Embiid's presence around the basket.
Selden. Got it. He's in double figures with 10. Kane. Nobody slowed him down.
Priority number 1 for Kansas coming into this game was stopping Kane in transition. Fell asleep on that possession.
Ellis, turnaround, doesn't go. Out of bounds to Iowa State.
Well, Andrew Wiggins is showing a shooting touch from range tonight. Nice job of being ready to shoot. He's got a really nice stroke. Not a lot of extra movement in it, Clay. He gets a quick catch, and he gets it off.
Kansas shooting 54%. Iowa State just under 47% tonight. This has been a fun game to watch. Nice move from Melvin Edgem, the leading scorer in the Big 12. He's got 9. And there is Tharp, who's fouled going to the rack. ESPN's journey to the tourney continues Saturday. A clash in the ACC. Jabari Parker leads Duke into the Carrier Dome to face C.J. Fair and Syracuse. Journey to the tourney presented by Sonic. Duke and Syracuse. This is Duke's first ever trip into the Carrier Dome. With coaching legends matching wits in that one.
We got about 1,800 plus wins in that one.
They got wins to spare, that's for sure. Here come the Cyclones. Down 9, Niang. Kane moves in, gives it back to Niang, and he had it blocked by Embiid. That's what Embiid does. He is closing in on a Kansas freshman record for blocks.
Nobody spaced on the weak side for Niang to throw it to, and Embiid, how about he goes up on the right side and blocks it on the left with his left hand. Outstanding play.
Embiid will sit down. He's got 54 blocks on the year, 8 shy of that record. Thomas doesn't get it to go. Dear Tharp, he's pointless tonight. Oh, now he's on the tally sheet.
Dear Tharp is doing what Kansas needs for them to win. He's had 20-plus a couple games, comes back the game after that. No field goal attempts. It's his first basket tonight, but he's going to do whatever it takes for Kansas to play well.
Niang answers back for Iowa State, 65-56.
Iowa State cannot stop this run by Kansas just by scoring. They've got to get some stops on the defensive end as well, Clay.
Another Kansas turnover. Here's Niang, even though he's technically the post player out there, he brings it up the floor. Edgem, the left hand. That's a tough play.
It's a really tough play, and that's the second time he's taken contact and finished with the left hand. Versatile player.
Now he's got 11, and Bill Self wants a timeout. As Iowa State has crept back to within 7.
No lead is safe against either one of these teams, especially Iowa State with their ability to shoot the ball from the three-point line and to take advantage of mismatches and post so many different guys.
ESPNU's coverage of college basketball on Sunday. It's a doubleheader at 12:30 and at 2:30. Virginia, number 20, Pittsburgh squaring off. And then UCLA and Oregon State out west. ESPNU college basketball tipping off at 12:30. Game's also live on Watch ESPN. Virginia 7-1 in the ACC. Second in the league behind Syracuse. And our Wooden Award watch list, the midseason top 25. Kyle Anderson from UCLA is on that list. Almost 16 points per game. Look at that field goal shooting percentage. Now out of the Kansas timeout, we'll see if the Jayhawks can settle down as Iowa State is close to within 7. And that's going to be waved off as Tharp is called for the travel. This is getting interesting here in Lawrence. 65-58 KU.
Dari Noka in studio. I want to update you on the 2 undefeateds in action right now. Number 1, Arizona, getting all it wants at Stanford. Josh Hustis going to take it on the perimeter, knock in the 3. Stanford currently leading number 1 Arizona by 3. Number 2 and undefeated Syracuse up 8 at Wake Forest, where the Deacons are 12-0 this season. So number 1 trailing, number 2 leading close. We'll keep you posted.
All right, Dari, thank you. All right, so number 1 on upset alert here on this Wednesday night. Clay Matvick, Darren Horn. Back here for this top 25 matchup between Iowa State and Kansas. You see the remaining unbeatens. Arizona 20-0. Syracuse 19 wins on the year. And Wichita State got number 22 last night.
And Evansville, actually a team that swept Wichita State last year in league play. Interesting matchup for the Shockers as they try to stay undefeated.
Iowa State has never led in this game. They've trailed by as many as 16. That was back in the first half. They've been down by as many as 13 and a half. Now back to within 7. They've gone cold from the outside again, Darren. And we know that is what they lean on. Kane dumps it inside to Edgem. He missed the shot in close, but he drew the contact.
Well, they've had success going into Edgem now 3 trips in a row. He's just got a big body. Watch him create contact on the much smaller Mason and back him down using his weight and his strength. It's going to send him to the line.
Elvin Edgem, 11 points, 5 rebounds tonight. he is not on that wooden midseason watch list. Maybe a guy that should be on it. He's got 27 career double-doubles, most of anybody playing right now in the Big 12. And he has helped Iowa State have a 10-2 run over the last 3+ minutes.
Kansas needs to play through Andrew Wiggins right here with Joel Embiid out.
Wiggins has 21 points. Just Frank Mason, a freshman, misses from 3, and Hogue clears the rebound for the Cyclones. Thomas from the corner. Hit a couple of threes in the first half. Flag from out there since.
And Edgerm running the floor all the way to the rim, opened up that shot. Thomas just didn't knock it down.
Trailer had it stripped, and it will stay with Kansas as Niang comes back in for Iowa State. And Embiid is back on the floor for the Jayhawks. Joel Embiid, the 7-footer from Cameroon. Played volleyball and soccer growing up in Cameroon. Has really taken to the game of hoops. It's tipped and turned over by the Jayhawks.
Bad angle for a post feed and too much air under, especially against a team that's doubling on the pass.
That's her 12th turnover tonight. Alley-oop. And Kane is fouled hard by Mason.
Well, right now there's nobody for Mason to match up with on the floor. Edgerm has gotten him back down on a switch. This time it's Kane off the back screen. That have been a better pass. When you throw a lob, Clay, don't throw it to the player. Throw it to the rim so he can go finish it. Threw that ball to him and it was behind him.
Kind of like a quarterback hanging a receiver out to dry.
No question.
Kane gets it to go. DeAndre Kane, senior from Pittsburgh. First and only year in an Iowa State uniform, and he's putting together quite a season. That one spins off. He's got 16 points. Iowa State back to within 4. Iowa State's trying to string a couple of top 25 wins together. It's off the mark. Loose ball in the corner and knocked out of bounds. It belongs to the Cyclones.
Good call by Pat Adams. It definitely went off of his foot, but I believe he got shoved to the floor on the play.
Well, that's what the crowd thought. I think maybe Bill Self thought he was fouled too.
Nice little nudge there by Monte Morris. Definitely went off his foot. Good call in terms of how it got out of bounds. But he and I got a nice little shove to the floor.
Been impressed with this Iowa State character tonight. They've been down big a couple of times, always climb back in.
This is a team that has a lot of guys that have seen a lot of basketball in college, fifth-year guys and veterans. And Monte Morris plays like he's about 25.
Oh, Niang threw it away, trying to click with Hogue, couldn't do it. Out of control is Trailer. He got it back, and he'll settle it down to his point guard.
Good help right there by Matt Thomas.
Wiggins leaning back. No. Kept alive by Kansas.
That's the kind of play that has the scouts drooling. Not only is he a great talent athletically, but he makes hustle effort plays. Embiid kept that basketball alive.
A foul on Thomas with 9:09 to go here. Thomas is going to come out. Tharp left alone.
Edgerm continues to make plays around the rim. That one fell in his hands and he was able to finish.
15 for Melvin Edgem. Kansas's lead is 5. Here's Selden. Drops it inside for Embiid. Over the top of Niang. No, and Edgem rips down the rebound.
That's exactly the look that you want. Embiid shot that like he was a little tired. Maybe Clay did not elevate on the jump hook.
Ball fake. Edgem. Tapped around. Here come the Jayhawks.
Embiid is out of gas.
Selden for 3. The roof would have come off and he hit that. #207th consecutive sellout here for Kansas.
Look how many players have their hands on their knees, a sure sign of fatigue by both teams.
That's a blocking foul against the Cyclones. Dustin Hogue. It's going to come down to the wire here in Lawrence. 7:43 to go. Number 6 Kansas on top by 5.
And Oklahoma has handed Iowa State their first loss. Final score today in the Lloyd Noble Center: Sooners 87, Cyclones 82.
Game's over. Jayhawks win it 77-70.
Third straight loss for Iowa State. Our final score: the Texas Longhorns 86, Iowa State 76.
Streak with a win over number 22 Kansas State over the weekend. The main theme for Iowa State during those 3 games was poor three-point shooting and weren't great on the boards. But this is a team, we've said it before, Darren, that has shown character this year. 8 times they've been down by 7 or more and still won. The game against Northern Iowa in Des Moines really stands out. They were down 18 in that game and won.
Well, this is a team that has a lot of veterans and outstanding guard play with the ability to make multiple shots. They can count on a bunch of different guys. Tonight, it's been DeAndre Kane who's helped get them back in it with this fearless play on the offensive end. One of the things I like about this guy is he does a little bit of everything. The backdoor cut, the strong post around the basket. He's dangerous if he can turn the corner and get his shoulder squared, going to the rim. It's been a big reason that Iowa State has hung around and has this in a 2-possession game under 8 to go.
He's right at his season average of 16 points. If Fred Hoiberg could lead his team to a victory here in Lawrence, that would really be something. As a player, he was telling us today, he gave it his best effort, but could never lead his team to a win. Such a tough place to get a victory. Trying to do it now as a head coach. This is Tharp. Mason for 3. Got it. Frank Mason, the freshman.
Nice read by Mason. Kansas went under the ball screen, opened up the shooting opportunity.
Bill Self applauding that patience by Kansas out of the timeout. Kansas 10 of 21 from 3 tonight. Niang back out to Morris, nearly intercepted. 10 to shoot. Niang in traffic. And he gets the foul called.
Nice patience out of the timeout by Kansas. See Iowa State go under the ball screen. Mason knocks it down, and Bill Self's happy about that. Good execution. Big shot.
Frank Mason, who Self called the most underrated point guard in the class of 2013. Doesn't get a ton of playing time, but what he does get is solid minutes.
And he brings a lot of toughness to this team. And how about this fact, Clay? Attended the same high school as Grammy-nominated R&B artist Trey Songz, who's in the crowd tonight.
I know he's in the crowd tonight because you told me and you ran over there and got your picture taken before the game. Niang hits the free throw. There's Trey. Got a pretty good seat for this one, too. Tough ticket to get. in Lawrence. 71-64 Kansas. Here's Embiid. Skips it out. Mason drops it in for Ellis, who's been so good tonight. There's Embiid. Muscles it in.
That was a clinic in handling the double team. They kicked it out and reversed it back 2 different times. By the second time Embiid got it inside, he's right at the rim.
Kane got it and one. That's the third on Mason.
DeAndre Kane with great upper body physical strength. Takes a lot of hits on his way to the rim and finishes anyway.
Well, Iowa State has missed its last 7 3-point attempts, so the Clones just trying to do it the old-fashioned way now here with a 3-point play at the line.
Well, you saw on that play, they're worried about the kickouts Kansas is. It opens up the driving lanes.
Iowa State hanging around, down 73-67, just over 6 minutes to play. Iowa State hasn't won here since 2005.
Little weave action out top, trying to flatten the defense out so they can get to the post.
Embiid again, quickly double team. Kept alive. Kane got a hand on it. Wiggins left it short. Long rebound comes to Morris.
Better challenge on the 3 by Wiggins by Iowa State on that one.
Niang to edge him. And he scores. It's 73-69 now.
What made that play was the post feed by Niang from up top. Not a lot of guys playing 5-man that can make that pass.
And Bill Self calls a timeout. Kansas is down to 2 remaining.
And you see the seal on the inside. Edgem gets Wiggins on top of him, but the pass was outstanding. He threw the ball to the rim. Niang did and led Edgem to the basket.
Although there's a doubleheader of college hoops on Saturday. Number 4 Wichita State in action against Evansville. That's at 3 Eastern, and Central Florida taking on number 12 Louisville at 9 Eastern. It's on the U Saturday. DJ Valentine for Evansville, 43 points tonight against Northern Iowa in a loss. So Wichita State will have to deal with him and the Aces on Saturday. It's a 4-point game. Every time you think that Kansas is ready to run away, get some elbow room in this game, Iowa State comes right back in.
And Kansas has got to be careful that playing out of the double team in the post, they don't settle for 3-point jump shots. They still drive the basketball in those kickouts.
Well, Wiggins was stripped.
A good isolation for Wiggins, but he drove it back into the defense.
Kept alive. Morris a 3. Left it short. And this is going to go back to the Jayhawks.
Iowa State with a great effort defensively to get the basketball, and then Monte Morris pulls the trigger a little quick with a hand in his face. Need to get a better shot in that situation. Down 2 possessions.
Kansas trying to make it 2 wins in 16 days over the Cyclones. Iowa State making it interesting. Another empty possession for Kansas.
I would have Joel Embiid involved in a ball screen every time down the floor. He's looking a little tired. Make him defend and get him away from the basket.
Edgem dealing with Selden, kicks it out for Niang. Got it!
It's not often you see your 3-man post and kick it out 5-man for a 3.
They needed that 3. They had gone cold from out there, and it's a 1-point game. There is what Kansas was looking for. You talked about trying to set him up down low, and they do.
Well, they started with the basketball on the side away from Embiid and then came back to him. That was a deep catch and a high percentage shot.
Edgem will be at the line when we come back. Timeout here in Lawrence.
George Niang is a 5-man, but he can knock it down from 3. Iowa State within 3.
Dari Noka in studio. Now, Cal's trying to snap a 2-game skid as they get ready for Arizona State. Justin Cobb's a little bit of that magic might help the Bears' cause. Okay, so number 1 and number 2, both undefeated, both playing. Arizona tied with Stanford, 6 and change to go. Syracuse up 7 at Wake Forest, 7 and change to go. Guys, we're watching.
All right, Dari, thanks. Keep us updated. Yeah, Arizona, number 1 for the 8th straight week. As we take a look at our Taco Bell game track, it's 75-72 with 3:39 to go here in Lawrence.
And the reason it's close is both teams are doing what they do well. Iowa State knocking down threes, and Kansas playing inside-out basketball. Have been outstanding in the paint tonight.
Edgem was not in the process of shooting. So Iowa State inbounds it. They give it back to Kansas, and now Kansas turns it over.
Bill Self showing why he's one of the best in college basketball. Tough play, unintended. He's up cheering his team on because he knows they need the confidence, and it was a great effort play to get the basketball.
Great defense by Selden.
Tough to win on the road when you turn the basketball over 2 times in a row inside out.
That's an intentional foul. And the officials quick to separate the players. Emotions running high now. Intentional foul on Dustin Hogue.
It was the last little swipe at the end that may have got him in trouble, but he did make a legitimate play on the basketball.
John Higgins, our crew chief tonight. Good official, did the national title game last year. He's over to take a look at the monitor. So we've got an official review with 3:27 left.
And the issue may be that they thought there was face contact. Anytime there is on a play like that above the shoulders, you're going to get that call. I'm not sure he actually got him until he went down from that angle.
John Higgins on the left, Doug Sermons on the right, giving it another look. (75-72) Kansas. As it stands right now, it's going to be 2 free throws for the Jayhawks and the ball.
And that part of it is why this is a very big play. It's a 1-possession game inside 4 minutes. Kansas has got a chance to get 2 possessions out of it.
Kansas looking for its 6th win against the top 25. Wiggins is going to be at the line here for 2 foul shots.
At the line, shooting 2, Andrew Wiggins.
Hogue pleading his case, almost as if to say if he knew it was going to be called like that, he would have got his money's worth.
Wiggins, the best foul shooter on this Kansas team, hits them both.
The review actually, Clay, after talking to Doug Sermons, was more about Fred Hoiberg said one of his players got shoved after the play. They said that was definitely excessive. So it wasn't about the call as much as checking the tape to see if there was a shove by Kansas.
Now the bonus possession for the Jayhawks, up 5. Embiid, turnaround. The putback by Wiggins on the weak side.
That's where he started to assert himself by making those kind of plays when it counts, getting to the offensive glass in a big moment.
Turned over. Wiggins, look out below. Wiggins has tied his career high. He's put 27 on the board in 2 games in a row.
And these two are just all effort. Getting to the glass, nobody puts a body on him. And then anytime this happens, the Jayhawk faithful are going to be on their feet because they know that's coming, Clay.
Again, every time Iowa State has closed in, Kansas goes on a run. This time it's an 8-0 run over the last minute and few seconds.
And the important thing is that their basketball things that Iowa State controls, they turned it over twice on inbound plays, and then they didn't box out.
Darren, we've talked about Iowa State's character all night. They keep making comebacks. Do they have another one in them here with 2:49 left?
Well, there's no question, but at 2:49, they can't go too many trips right now, Clay, without getting a bucket.
Niang for 3. Right on the money.
So unique to have a guy that plays center for you that you can run flare screens for to the corner to get him open for threes. Iowa State's got to play good defense, challenge shots, and limit Kansas to 1. No offensive putbacks right now.
Embiid passes out of that double team. He does that about as good as anybody in the country. Tharp under 10 to Selden, and he's bumped on the baseline by Thomas. Foul on Matt Thomas. There's that freshman focus. Wiggins and Embiid tonight. 27 for Wiggins, tying a career high. And Joel Embiid closing in on another double-double. 1-on-1 here, excuse me, for Selden. He gets the first. Seven-point game with 2 minutes to go.
Iowa State can't settle for a challenge 3 here.
And a foul. It's on Perry Ellis. Number 3 on him. 17 foul on the Jayhawks. So 1-1 here for Iowa State. And Iowa State 70% at the line as a team. They need these here. Belgium will get the bonus. Belgium 77% At the stripe this season, he's 3 of 3 tonight.
Edgerm has been huge in the second half, playing down low on the blocks.
Ellis gets the miss. Two-possession game, Kansas on top.
Look for Kansas to take a lot of time off the shot clock on this possession. Iowa State can't let the second shot beat them right here.
Ellis floats it up there, doesn't go. Embiid got the rebound, and he was fouled by Edgerm. Strong rebound by Joel Embiid.
You have to finish defensive possessions in situations like this, and that means get the rebound.
That's his 10th rebound. He's got the double-double.
He basically got that one one-handed as somebody was pulling him to the floor. This young man's athleticism and balance is unreal.
And he'll get the second.
And then calmly goes to the line at 7 foot and makes the free throw look easy.
What are these NBA scouts, there are 14 of them here tonight, saying about Joel Embiid?
Well, one that I talked to who's with a team that's very good right now, maybe wishes they weren't as good. They'd love to have a chance at him.
The lead is 8 for the Jayhawks, and Iowa State has a little bit of trouble getting it into the front court. Niang, Clones needed that one, don't get it.
Down 8, Iowa State needs to foul.
And they do. It's Morris fouling Tharp. What a night for Andrew Wiggins.
The thing that's impressed me most about the talented freshman is the efficiency that he plays with. And he makes a lot of little basketball plays as well that don't show up in the stat sheet with his effort and his length.
27 and 7 tonight for Wiggins. Tharp gets the first, has another one coming. I could ask the same thing that I asked you about Embiid. This guy's going to make a good pro too someday.
Oh, there's no question about it. And the thing about both of them is they're only going to get better and better.
Kansas making the free throws when they needed to. Down the stretch. Niang gets in close, nothing there. The takeaway by Embiid in transition. Selden will pull it back out. And there's a foul on Iowa State with 49 seconds to go. And we've also got a timeout. Called by the Jayhawks. Well, the 2014 college season starts now with National Signing Day next Wednesday. ESPNU's 11 hours of coverage will feature reporters at a dozen college campuses, live player announcements, and up-to-the-minute class ranking updates. ESPNU's National Signing Day next Wednesday at 8 a.m. Yes, the national title game played earlier this month, but we're already starting to think about the upcoming college football season.
Well, any more recruiting in both football and basketball is being followed as much as the season.
ESPNU does National Signing Day for football and basketball better than anybody else. So it's a 10-point lead for Kansas. The standings coming into the night, Kansas 6-0, the only undefeated team in the Big 12, a 2-game lead in the loss column. Looks like they're going to go to 7-0, barring something amazing here by Iowa State in the final 49 seconds. Kansas, all 5 starters in double figures tonight, including Tharp, who came on here in the second half, and Wiggins will go back to the foul line. 10 points, 12 assists, his first career double-double. 12 assists, tying a career high for him, and he really led this team in the second half at crucial times.
Showed a lot of leadership and toughness, and the kind of point guard that you want when you got two special ones like Wiggins and Embiid. This is a guy that just does what's needed on a given night, whether that's scoring or dishing out assists or just making big plays down the stretch.
Wiggins gets them both. Embiid, 14 points, 10 rebounds. His fifth double-double of the season. Kane for three, got it. With 34 seconds left, a quick timeout called by Iowa State, each team with one remaining now.
Iowa State is going to watch this film, and they're going to kick themselves over the stretch where they had 3 straight turnovers and then didn't block out on the other end.
The problem for Iowa State in the first meeting in Ames was they did not shoot the three well. They've shot much better here tonight, but Kansas has just way too much talent.
Well, they were outstanding, and Wiggins especially was incredible in the second half when they needed him. Iowa State had a stretch at the end, 3 straight turnovers, didn't block out. Kansas made the little plays, which is really what you need in a game like this. You can throw some of the X's and O's out the windows. It comes down to rebounding and hustle plays. Kansas made them at the right time tonight down the stretch when it counted.
We seem to talk about this earlier and earlier every season. The bracketology as Ellis is fouled, and he'll go to the line for Kansas with 33 seconds left. Yeah, I know it's late January, a lot of season left to be played, but Kansas has what could be a Final Four team, and the projected seeds, you see Kansas, they're projected 1 seed right now. Joel Lenardi, our bracketologist, really likes the Jayhawks, as do a lot of people in the country.
Well, you look at the non-conference schedule that they played, they took a few lumps. But this is a team that now is in arguably the best league in the country when you look at those kind of numbers, and they're undefeated, and they keep getting better and better each night out.
20 points for Ellis. A tough early season schedule. It seems to be paying dividends for the Jayhawks. Now, they lost 4 games in the non-conference slate, but this is a galvanized team. It's another foul in Iowa State. With 21 seconds to go, and there's Trey Songz. In a handshake from Bill Self.
You think he's trying to get in the game with it fully in hand?
He's going to have to take that jewelry off.
All athletes want to be performers, and all performers want to be athletes.
That's right.
Kansas continues to grow, especially on the offensive end. The one area that Bill Self wants to see him continue to get better at is defensively.
Wiggins getting a round of applause as he leaves the floor. 29 points, a new career high, 7 rebounds. And the meat grinder in the Big 12 will continue for Kansas. They're at number 25 Texas on Saturday. The Longhorns 5 straight Big 12 wins, including 3 straight over the top 25. Niang scores with 15 seconds left. And Iowa State, they're going to host Oklahoma on Saturday, then at Oklahoma State for Big Monday. This is a brutal league. And Kansas wins by 11 here tonight, 92-81. The Jayhawks are 7-0 in the Big 12.
Good win for the Jayhawks. Don't count Iowa State out. They were in it, had a chance.
Wiggins 29, Ellis 20. Double-double for Embiid. 92-81 the final coming up next. Wednesday night hoops in the Pac-12. Arizona State taking on California. Fun game here tonight in Lawrence, and the Jayhawks still unbeaten in league play. Let's now go out to Berkeley.